JoJo Siwa's cringy behavior is really starting to backfire right in her face, and now her own fan base is starting to turn their backs on her. And yeah, I know, weird, right? JoJo Siwa does have a fan base. Now, most of them aren't even old enough to ride a bike without training wheels, but nevertheless, some of her older fans have been calling JoJo Siwa out lately. They're claiming that this is not even JoJo Siwa singing in a lot of her new songs. Now, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of performers, a lot of artists, they lip sync when they're on stage dancing around. I get it. That's not what her fans are talking about, although they have complained about the lip syncing. Her fans right now are claiming that a totally different person is singing or doing most of the vocals on JoJo Siwa's new songs. And a woman has stepped forward claiming that JoJo Siwa stole the song Karma from her. For those of you all who don't know, the song Karma is that popular JoJo Siwa song right now that goes something like this. Karma's an ass, I'm all up in her butt crack. If I had a wish, I would be a fake lesbo. That song. Well, some woman is claiming JoJo stole that song from her. Now, to be clear, I don't know if this stuff is true or not. I'm not a diehard JoJo Siwa fan. I'm no expert. I'm just listening to what the fans have to say. So I'm not going to comment on that stuff too much, at least not until I get more information. But there is something I do want to comment on. Because you see, JoJo Siwa has incorporated like chugging alcohol into her performances. Literally in all of her recent performances at all of these pride parades and pride festivals, JoJo Siwa starts the show by taking a huge shot of liquor, chugging a liquor bottle before dancing and singing. Now, obviously, she's doing this to try to be edgy, but it just comes across as forced and cringy. Like, we get it. You're 21. You're old enough to drink alcohol. How come we never see videos or photos of you out at the bar drinking alcohol with your grown adult friends? How come we never see you doing any adult things like that? Yet here you are on stage trying to, and it's so forced. She's forcing it. Oh, here you are on stage trying to look cool, chugging these, this liquor. And what's really funny is she's doing it with Fireball. Fireball, of all liquors, the most childish liquor in the world is Fireball. Fireball is literally sold at most gas stations. Fireball is a liquor. When I was younger, before I was old enough to drink, sometimes me and my friends would convince one of those people standing outside the convenience store to buy us a Fireball, okay? I would literally have more respect for JoJo Siwa if she was drinking a Mad Dog or hell, even a Four Loko. I remember one time when I was a teenager, I was in high school. I was not old enough to drink yet. I was at a party and I drank like 14 Four Lokos. I am lucky to be alive. That was one of the wildest nights I ever had. I remember stepping outside and projectile vomiting everywhere at a certain point, but that's basically all I remember about that night. It was wild. So I would have more respect for JoJo if she was even drinking that, but no, a Fireball. The most kiddie liquor you can think of. It literally tastes like a Red Hot, a cinnamon candy. But as she has incorporated this as part of her performance, and she does it every time she performs, people are starting to notice, or people are starting to call out the fact, or maybe it's not a fact, people are starting to call out that she's actually fake drinking the liquor. Now, it's already cringe enough that she's going on stage, taking the shot, trying to be edgy. That it's already cringe enough. But if it turns out that she's faking it, it's even more cringe. Because every time she takes a shot, she has this overreaction, like she takes a sip of Fireball and she goes, oh God, oh God. Like it's the strongest liquor she's ever had, you know? And it's so hilarious, it's so cringy, but she thinks in her mind, she thinks this is cool. She thinks, hey, this is setting me apart from the rest. This is really showing the world I'm grown and cool and edgy. But people are starting to point out now, because people are in the crowd right there watching, there's video evidence that we're about to go over, and it looks like she is fake drinking the alcohol. Now, I have a couple of clips I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you this clip first. You let me know what you think. You watch carefully. You let me know what you think down in the comments below, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts and even more clips of what appears to be JoJo Siwa faking it. I'm really not convinced that she's actually drinking, y'all. And even if she is, like I said, it's cringe either way. It just makes it worse if this is something that she's faking to look cool. But we know that she pretended to be drunk at Disney World when she really wasn't. She's one of those obnoxious people, or she's just like one of those kids. You know, a kid that you kind of give a root beer and then they pretend that they're drunk for real off a real beer. That's how JoJo Siwa acts. And I think that by taking these fake shots of alcohol, she thinks that she will be excused for her actions afterwards. So she can blame her rubbing all over these backup dancers and doing all of this stuff. She can blame it on the alcohol. I'm telling you right now, mark my words, there's going to be a lawsuit coming out against JoJo Siwa eventually. Because her behavior, the way she's acting, it just doesn't fly out in Hollywood anymore with cancel culture the way it is. She's going to touch someone the wrong way or make them feel uncomfortable, and we're going to hear about that in the future, mark my words. But, I mean, once you get to this level of cringe, I don't know if there's any going back from here. I used to think that, hey, maybe this is a little phase. JoJo Siwa can clean things up and she'll be successful in the future. She is leaving such a lasting imprint on everyone that I don't think people are going to be able to unsee these childish, weird costumes. They're not going to be able to unthink about this cringy behavior in the future. And in the future, JoJo Siwa is going to be embarrassed by all of this. And in the future, JoJo Siwa is going to come out as one of those child stars that was, you know, had a very hard upbringing, whose childhood was snatched away from them. We all know that's coming down the pipeline as well. But as far as this drinking liquor goes, I am not convinced. And it wasn't until this recent clip from her last performance that I kind of got tipped over the edge, because I was on the fence. I don't think it's too outlandish to think that JoJo Siwa would be drinking. My point is, why, if you're not really a drinker, you don't really care about alcohol, you don't really want to drink, you don't have to try to show the world that you are. What are you really trying to prove? I mean, we get what she's trying to prove, but you don't really have to prove yourself to anyone. But like I said, this recent clip that came out, I am convinced that she is totally fake drinking this liquor. I'm going to go ahead and roll this clip. Once again, you let me know what you think. And then when I get back, I have a lot more to say. Hey everyone, look at me. I'm totally a real edgy adult now. And here I am drinking some absolutely totally real liquor. Trust me, this is me taking a real shot. I am sorry, y'all, but it does not look like the liquid in that bottle moved at all. It does not look like not even a slight sip was taken from that bottle. Meanwhile, she does it in a way that makes it look like she's taking a gigantic shot. And she does the, gross. And it's just, what? Now, I have a problem with this for so many reasons, and I'll lay out a couple of them here for you all. For one, I have a problem when these celebrities promote stuff to us that they wouldn't do themselves, like JoJo Siwa. If you're not an alcohol drinker, if you don't really like alcohol, you don't need to promote drinking alcohol to other people, let alone kids. That's where my real problem is. Because here's my mindset. If you're a rapper, let's say, for example, if you're a rapper that raps about selling or doing drugs, I expect you to really sell and do drugs. Don't sell people and promote a lifestyle to people that you yourself aren't living. I'm not saying it's a good thing at all, but at least be about that life. If you're going to talk about doing this or talk about doing that, make sure that you're actually doing this or that, and you're not promoting a harmful lifestyle to people a lifestyle that you wouldn't live yourself. But a lot of these celebrities, they feel comfortable promoting stuff to your kids that they wouldn't promote to their own kids. They feel comfortable promoting stuff to you that they themselves wouldn't do. Like all of these celebrities that are always in the McDonald's commercials, they don't eat fast food. JoJo Siwa pretending to drink liquor so her 6-year-old fan base will think it's cool. JoJo Siwa can't handle liquor. She probably never even drank liquor in her life. I wouldn't be surprised. I can tell you right now, JoJo Siwa, she could try to make herself look like this or look like that. She's a lame. JoJo Siwa isn't the type to be out here getting face drunk. No. JoJo Siwa is a good girl. A good girl who they're trying to give a bad image. All right? That's the reality. JoJo Siwa has lived a privileged life. She knows nothing of hardship. She's not drowning out her sorrows with a bottle. No, she's promoting drinking alcohol to your kids while dressed up like a teddy bear while getting gangbanged on stage by gigantic teddy bears. Okay, cool. But, I mean, when you start saying it out of your mouth, it sounds even more ridiculous, right? But my point is, I have a problem when people promote stuff that they don't do themselves. Don't tell me, hey, it's good to drink Gatorade if you don't drink Gatorade. Don't sit on here and pretend to drink shots of liquor if you don't drink. Because then you're promoting this nonsense to people for no reason. And I do have a problem with that. Especially considering the fact, like I said earlier, JoJo Siwa's fan base is a bunch of little kids who aren't old enough to ride their own bike without training wheels. And the worst part about it all is that all of this is for nothing. Literally no one asked for this at all. Literally no one wanted this. Even your own fan base, your old fan base, they absolutely hate this. The new fan base that she's trying to acquire through the LGBTQIA plus community, they hate it as well. They're tired of her performing at these pride events. They're literally sick and tired of her. She is a joke within the gay community. And then you have your average people like me and a lot of you. We never asked for this. We never wanted this. We absolutely hate this. So at the end of the day, it's all for nothing. JoJo Siwa is trying so hard to prove to the world that she's this or that, but all she has proven is that she is a cringy posing wannabe. So I think if anything, JoJo Siwa should spend more time self-reflecting. Spend more time figuring out who you really are instead of trying to figure out a certain image that people will accept. Because we're not accepting this. And the longer this drags out, the worse it's going to be for JoJo. And sure, she may get a lot of attention, but it's not going to be positive attention. It's going to be negative attention. But even then, slowly but surely, people will get used to the cringy behavior, and they'll be done with that as well. So everything that she's been doing lately, as I stated, it's for nothing. It's for no one. It appeals to literally no one, and I highly doubt that this behavior even appeals to JoJo herself. But you let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.